right, guys, and here to enlighten us with her canna knowledge, we have Nela K back in the studio. Nela is a hip-hop artist. She owns a Cali greenhouse in East LA. So, Nela, welcome back. So glad to have you back again.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
So, Nela, can you explain to me, because I know that California passed a measure last year to make it legal, I guess, for people to partake in marijuana recreationally, but can you explain that a little bit to me?
Yeah, it's been legal for quite some time, medicinally, but they did pass the AUMA, which is the Adult Use Marijuana Act. So what that does is allows anybody 21 and over to use marijuana recreationally. So now it's legal not only medicinally, but recreationally, which is the term that we don't like to use in the cannabis industry because we think of teenagers and all kinds of other young children that are not supposed to have access. But so the legal term, the PC term, is adult use, and so that's where we're at right now as far as legalities go in the state.
Sure. So before adult use was made legal, how was it that people were able to avoid being prosecuted?
What our government did was they made it so that they recommended federal resources would not go on chasing after marijuana or cannabis businesses, especially in states where they're regulated. So that's why we're not being federally prosecuted. However, if you have, let's say, something like some kind of illegal cultivation or illegal operation where you're just funneling in millions and millions of dollars, you're still facing the possibility where you can be federally prosecuted. So you're not federally 100% safe. However, the government does say they do not allow for federal resources to go after regular cannabis that's regulated.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that once California officially legalizes recreational marijuana that you would be able to skirt the federal law, right? That's still the law of the land.
You cannot skirt the federal law. We're still a milestone away from having it federally legal. So, but the government does say that they don't recommend for federal funds to go after regulated cannabis. But if you're, like I said, if you're funneling in millions and millions of dollars and it's illegal and you're not paying your taxes and all this stuff, then they still have every right to come after you.
Right. So I know it's a little bit complicated even within individual state jurisdictions. Isn't there like a process for applying for a license? You have to go through state and local or county offices as well?
Yeah, to even apply for a California state license, you need to go through your local government first. And your local government would be pretty much whatever government that you reside in, whether it's the city of LA or the county of LA. Both are entirely different. The city is their enforcement is the police department. The county of LA, their enforcement is the sheriff's department. And then there's cities like Montebello, which they've got their own police department. So depending on where you live, that's where you need to apply. And each district is, or each government body is operated, and the decisions are made by different councilmen that are sitting on those boards. And so they're the ones that are in charge of getting these applications. Besides, of course, the DCR, which is the Department of Cannabis Regulations in the city. You got to go through them to get your license. And then once you got that license, that local government license, you can go and you can apply through the state. And then you're fully licensed. But that's the process. It's first local government and then state.
Sounds pretty complicated.
It can be to navigate. It can be.
If there was one piece of advice that you could give any up-and-coming cannabis business owner, what would it be?
My advice would be to get involved in your local government. Understand the ordinances that govern that land and that territory, and be familiar with who your local politicians are as well. You want to know what they're recommending, what they're suggesting. Sit in these meetings, and every local government has hearings, so you want to sit in these hearings and understand what's going on. And read the ordinances, read the regulations that they have put out. And I know it sometimes could be a lot and overwhelming because it's draft after draft after draft, but these are the things that you got to stay on top of. And right now it's draft season. Yeah.
So if people want to follow you, if they want to know what's what, where can they follow you, Nela?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Nela, Nela_. K-A-Y, that's Nela_K, or you can check me out on my website. It's www.nela, N-E-L-A, the letter K, official.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for that insight. And guys, we will see you next time on 411-420.